बोले गोविंद भगवान की जय। श्री गोवर्धन मुरारी लाल भगवान की जय। भक्तजन, Panaji, all Brahmins here today, Mayaja, Umesh, Uncle Hari, all you devotees. Today I'm very, very happy to be in Triveni Mandir here. I'm always nervous when I'm up here. But I'm very happy to see so many of you this morning and last evening to honor our dear great Panditji. This evening we'll have Sundar Khan. So I'm appealing to you to come in this period of Pitra Paksh. Today you're going to hear Gita this morning, and this evening you're going to hear Sundar Khan. There are two parts of the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 12, and Sundar Khan of the Ramcharitmanas. These are to be chanted in the times of weddings, in the times of Anteshi, in this period of time. These two parts of these two great books bring great happiness for us and for our beloved who have left this world also. So if you can make it, please come this evening. To the beloved Bhagavan Sri Krishna, Bhagavan Sadashiv Shankar, Surya Bhagavan Ma Ganga, Prabhu Sri Ram, we bow our heads this morning with love and devotion. Boliye Sadashiv Shankar Bhagavan ki jai. Devotees, in this Pitra Paksh, all of us have lost ones who are very dear to us. I have a sister here this morning. A couple of years ago, she lost her daughter, and after losing her daughter, she lost her husband. And can you imagine the pain and the grief that that devotee will feel? And many of you also here have lost, all of us have lost our parents. We have lost young ones also who are very close to us. And in this loss, we feel great pain. But today I'm going to show you, I want you to understand that when you go to a funeral, everybody tells you, once you're born, you're going to die. I'm not going to tell you that. That is what is known not to be, what is standard, you don't have to repeat all the time. We would like to know where those people are, isn't that so? So that is what I'm going to tell you about. Where we are here and where we are going to go. If you're in a hospital and on visiting hours, nobody comes to visit you, how will you feel? Our saints and sages have created this time of the year, Pitra Paksh, where the departed are allowed to visit their offspring. So imagine if they come to visit you and there is nothing, they who have left everything for you but you don't have nothing to offer them, how will they feel? So the question is, how do we know when the Pitras visit? During this time you'll all get dreams. That's so. Anybody got the dream here this time? They're dreaming their parents or those have gone? You get many messages and signals. So I'm going to tell you this morning how you get connection to that. From the lips of Bhagavan Sri Krishna, he has spoken this very beautiful word. Everybody here knows a microscope? You got to answer. You say yes, Panaji? Yes. So when we take blood from our hands, they pass it into a microscope. All you see is little red drops, right? But through that microscope, the nurses and doctors see, the technicians see things that we don't see with this eye. Do you agree with me? If you come out of the washroom and you wash your hands with soap and powder, soap and water, we all assume our hands are clean, right? If I take a swab and pass it over your hands and put it under the microscope and show this is what's in your hands, will you believe that? When was COVID time? There were so many precautions to take, right? The virus is there, but if you have to take precautions. So what the eyes cannot see, there are other tools to see. Do you agree with me? If you go to court and the lawyer says that you have to say this, will you say opposite to that? If you go to the doctor and he says you got to take this medicine so many times per day, and then somebody else tells you the opposite, will you follow the doctor or the other person? So I, as the Pandit here telling you today, will you believe what I'm saying? So having passed your hands, wash your hands, then we take a swab, pass it in your hands and show you these germs are there still. You go and wash again, right? So having washed again, we take this swab, now we pass it through an X-ray. What a microscope can't show, an X-ray will show. Forget about X-ray, now we pass it through what is called MRI. Right? Everybody knows MRI? And yet still things will be shown which the microscope can't see, which the X-ray can't show. So what I'm trying to tell you, all of these things exist, but these eyes do not see. Many people need to see to believe. Still you go to the same doctors and they will do tests to you and they will show you things that you will not see. And then you understand that you will have, I have this sickness coming up, I have cholesterol, I have cancer, I have all these things. So therefore, there is something now called 3D. These young children know what is 3D? 3D dimension. Now you can put your TV anywhere in the house. You don't have to put the TV there, you get me? There's a dimension that you can just stick on the wall and the TV is there. You can go to the cinema and you can see like the car is driving out of the screen towards you. Do you understand? All of this technology is now there to bring to you things that we thought will never exist. On your phone you can have pictures, then you can press something and the picture is moving. A still picture is moving. Why I'm bringing all of this to you is that when we leave this world, there is a next dimension not very far from here, although you think that it is very far. When we talk about Devlok, when we talk about Pitra Lok, when we talk about Swarg, these are actually dimensions like the technology that I have explained to you. I'm just making it simple that you can understand. What you can't see with this eyes does not mean it does not exist. And therefore, when it is called Apurva, in Bhagavad Gita, the smoke from the Havan goes up and forms Apurva. It forms, this Havan is sacrificed. In the past, everything was Havan. And that Apurva goes upwards and it turns into rain. And what you're offering there comes back to you as water and will bring happiness. So when we leave this world, we are not very far away from this physical world. I hope I am breaking down science to make this explanation. So when we talk about Pitra Lok, when we talk that the Pitras are visiting us, it is not a very big dimension that you think they are thousands of miles away from you. So do you agree with me? Not because you cannot see them or because you do not see these things, they do not exist. People like to tell you, which I don't tell you, oh, we do Sundarkan today and I'm going to get Bhagwan Darshan. I'm going to get moksha. Pandits like to tell you everything that you do will bring moksha. That is not so. You can listen to all the Bhagavad. In India, there is lots of Bhagavad going on. People who have money have lots of Bhagavad. Sometimes they get the best Pandits to come and do Bhagavad. It is very good. Listening to the Bhagavad, when you listen to the story of Dundukari, he was very special. One action alone does not determine us to get moksha. But we have been doing, all of you have been doing lots of good things in this life all the time. You, in this country, when you work hard, you get higher pay, and you save and you pay RSSP, and when you retire, you get pension, right? And you get reward. So you expect that and you work for that. Don't you expect that when you pray to Bhagavan after some time, you will also get this kind of grace? So that is what you are entitled to. And the more you love Him in this world, the more He also cares about you and loves you. But moksha is very hard to get. It is very, in this Kali it is also easy, but it is not so easy how we, the Pandits, tell you, oh, that person will get moksha. You know, on the tomb or on the file we say, may Bhagavan grant you salvation, but that does not work like that. All of us went to school. We all know that from small school we went to big school. Is that so? From big school we went to university. The child in the university knows the work of the high school. The high school student knows the work of the small school. Similarly, this soul upgrades. Every time we are in this world, and we have been here many times, Natve ham jata nasam natam name janadipam nachayvadam bhavishyamo sarvayam mato param Dehinasmin yatha dehe kumaram yovaram jara tatha dehantara praptir hirastatrana muhyante. Many are the times that we have come into this world before. We have been upgrading all the time, just like how you pass through from small school. This time that we are here, we are also not perfect. Is there any very perfect person here? So every time we are here, we are upgrading. And it is our duty, it will take some amount of lifetime for us to become Brahmarpanam, Brahmave, Brahmagno, Brahmatam, Brahmayevatena Gandhavayam, Brahmakarma Samadhinam. It will take some time for us to become perfect. But every day we must head for perfection. If you don't pass the exam, you remain in the same class, right? But when you pass, you get promoted. So never does the soul comes back into an inferior birth unless that soul was papiyo. What would I say? Unless there are many bad people in this world. Many people have gotten good human birth, but they do many wrong things. People call you on the phone and say, I'm calling from CRA. Have you ever got those scam calls? Huh? They're calling from here, they trick you, they rob you, they tell you win the lottery. That is one. People rob your car, people do this, people do that. People shoot people. People go into masjid, they go into mandirs, they go into temple, they blow them up. So there are many, many evil people in this world also. So they go down into a lower birth. When you have gotten human birth and you can't elevate yourself, Bade bhagyama nushatan pao. This birth is to take us higher and to make sure that we come back into a higher state. So this is the purpose in Pitra Paksh. Well, we must understand we are in this school of life. And we need to leave, when we leave this world, we shall not come back into a lower state. The Lord makes sure that all our merits, whatever merits we have, when we come again, all things that we remember is very easy to understand. Some children born in this world, they are genius right away. Isn't that so? Some people born, they are so talented. All of these things. So we come back from the fruits of our karma. So whenever you hear a Pandit tell you come in this world at Dihan, and you go empty hand, just tell him, cut the crap. Nobody comes empty hand, and no one goes empty hand. So don't let nobody tell you to get the key. When they tell you, secondly, once you're born, whatever time you get in this world, you got to die, that is also crap. In this time, people have dialysis. You all know that, like we were talking last night. If you have the dialysis, you will live longer. Yes or no? But if you just say, whatever to do, will do, then the same person, if that doesn't take dialysis, will die. In this country also, the life expectancy of people is greater than many other lands. So therefore, how you carry yourself, you are also responsible for that. So, when we leave this world, our good karmas and bad karmas go with us. So there is nothing empty hand, physically empty hand, but that's what stupid people will tell you. You come with a long hand with nothing in it and you go back with nothing. Do you want to put your money in a box? Huh? So that's stupid to talk. When you go into an examination room, we have students here this morning. Do you take your computer? Say yes or no. Do you take anything into the exam room? Can you do that? Well, in India, they just put people to write the exam for you, right? Where is all the knowledge that you have learned over all the years when you got to write that exam? Where is that knowledge? Huh? Where is it? It is in here. So, but you can't take no book, you can't take no tablet, you can't take nothing. So this is similarly, when the Jiva Atma leaves this world, all of that knowledge, all of that gain, everything goes. I ask all of you here, how many phones you have since cell phone come out? If I ask the old people, the young people already changed many now, right? But you always want an upgraded number, isn't that so? Upgraded phone. Similarly, we all want to look like Shah Rukh Khan, right? We all want to look like Hema Malini. We all want to be upgraded. That's why you go to the dress, what do you call it? The beauty parlor, and you look very beautiful. You change the phone, but you do not change the number. The soul which is not destructible. Nainam chindanti shasrani, nainam dahanti pavakam, na chainam kledyanti apo, na sochati marutham. So that, I hope you understand this morning. You leave with all the good and all the bad. The soul does not change, just like how you upgrade your phone. And when you come again, you will have this upgraded body. This verse on Bhagavad Gita, we'll use this verse to conclude our katha. Radhe Radhe Bol, Radhe Radhe Bol. Radhe Radhe Bol, Radhe Radhe Bol. Varshane mein jo, mukh se Radhe Radhe Bol. Radhe Radhe Bol, Radhe Radhe Bol. Varshane mein jo, mukh se Radhe Radhe Bol. Na satto vidyate bhavam, na bhavo vidyate sata, ubhairapi drishtastam, tattvayonas tattvadarshabhe. Radhe Radhe Bol, Radhe Radhe Bol. Varsane Bol, mukh se Radhe Radhe Bol. Radhe 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 Jai Shri Radhe. Radhe 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 Jai Shri Radhe. Radhe 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 Jai Shri Radhe. Radhe 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 says, Na sato bhidyate bhavo na bhavo vidyate sita ubharyorape drishtasvam tvatvayos tatvadarshabhi. Bhagavan Krishna tells Arjuna, he says, the unreal never ceases to be. And the unreal has no existence, while the real never ceases to be. So I'm going to break this verse down for you. All people know, all children of school in science knows that the sun never moves. Is that so? Do we agree that the sun remains one place? What moves? Let me hear the scientist children here. The earth moves, right? But what do we say move? We always say that the sun moves, right? The sun rises, the sun sets. So that which is not moving, we say it is. You agree? So that which is real, we say it is unreal. When you look at the ship in the ocean going, you say the ship is not moving. Because it's looking very slow to you, you say that's not moving. When you are traveling in a train here and you look out, when we were small, we used to go around posts. We used to spin. And when we spin, what do we say? We say the house is moving, everything is moving. So that which is not moving, you say it is moving. And that which is moving, we say it is not moving. If you walk in the night and you see a rope across, you see something look like a snake, and you're walking in this dark, immediately as you're going to put your foot, you're going to pull back and you're going to get scared. So this fear comes into this mind. When the light comes on and you see it's a rope, now all this fear is gone. You look at a very beautiful piece of land somewhere here, and you say, I'm going to buy and build a nice house. You go to Florida and say, I'm going to buy a nice house here in Florida. It's cheap, $20,000. You can get a house there. So you buy the house and you live now, not knowing when the hurricane will come, the house will turn upside down. So you got what is called tattva darshan. You have to look into the reality of things before you make that decision. Bhagavan Shri Krishna says, tattva darshan. For those who can see into the reality of things, then just like how you have doctors to diagnose this one, to diagnose that one, similarly there are bright people who understands this Bhagavad Gita, who can tell you that when we leave this world, we are not very far from this world. When today we call the name of the departed, we say Tasmai Swadha. It is like the stamp on an envelope. Without that stamp, that envelope is not going anywhere. So therefore, the reality of this world is that when we leave, we are not very far from it. And when we leave, there are some anteshi karmas that we cannot do for ourselves, and we expect our departed to do for us. And there are three things very important to our lives. When we born, we got to look at the nakshatra, mool nakshatra, and gandha mool. These must be, they are shanti, they are pujas to be performed. This is important. When we get married, we always got to get lagan and all of these things to marry, right? And when we depart, there's a period of time called panchak. In this panchak, we need to do certain shanti path for these nakshatras. When you die in nakshat, or you do the cremation in nakshat, you got to do this anteshi. So I'm putting you aware. It is very simple to believe, it's nothing to be afraid of. Many of the pandits are only interested in how much gold you will put. When you leave this morning, this mandir, you're not to offer no gold. Because if gold can send you to heaven, all the rich people will be in. Where will all the rich people be? So many people tell you put gold here, put gold there, put gold there, all is gold. Where you go find all this gold from? Huh? It is important to do the pujas with the prescription. These nakshatris, panchak, many of them do not offer any pindas. They do not say, got no off. You got to do a minimum of 48 pindas from the time of death to the Varshik Shraddh. That is minimum. What you must do, they tell you about Gaudan. You got to, in Canada you get cow from the gift. So you got to go buy a golden cow. You understand? So I want to tell you this morning, there is no gold that you need to offer. We use the mantras to say that we are offering Gaudan, right, Panaji? Yeah. And that is a substitute for that. And, we work as Pandit is not to put a devotee in expense. You get me? You already got grief. You already got problems. There is no need to put you in any expense. Shraddh comes from the word Shraddha, to do with love. I was doing Shraddh in India for my father, and in the middle of the Shraddh, here the Pandit say, 52,000 rupee to send your father to heaven. The whole Shraddh broke up right there. When you're in grief, when you're doing Shraddh, you must do with love. You don't want nobody tell about money now and before the thing. So everything must be do with a pure mind, with a loving mind. So Tattva Darshan. What I'm telling you this morning is that certain things you cannot see. You believe the lawyers say you got to say this, you say that. You got to believe what I am telling you this morning. This life comes from life. We have come upgraded now. And when we come again, we will all like to be better than this. That is the purpose of life. And gradually as we lift ourselves, Udharya Atmanam Atmanam, Na Atmanam Bhavavat says, Atma eva hi Atmana Bandhur, Atma eva hi Ripu Atmanam. As we lift ourselves by our own selves, then Sammoham Sarvabhuteshu, Na Vidveshaste Na Priye, Ye Bhajantitu Mam Bhaktya, Maiteshu Chapyam. Then Bhagavan Shri Krishna says, that person, I am in all the people, but those who love me and sing for me, I am in them and they are in me. And then you are fit to go with him in Golok and to sing and glorify all the time. Bole Shri Govinda Bhagavan ki Jai. So it's important to give remembrance. When there is World War celebrations, when there is World War II celebrations, we buy poppy. You know that poppy? We are to remember the sacrifice of this people, what those people did for us, that we have freedom today. So we in this Sanatan Dharma has a period of time to remember and to give praise and to give thanks. You know, our parents built this, our parents brought to this world, they walk this world barefoot. They sleep on the ground to make you what you are. And what are you? Nirbal ke pran pukar hare, Jagdish hare, Jagdish hare. Nirbal ke pran pukar hare, Jagdish hare, Jagdish hare, Jagdish hare, Jagdish. When I read the time pass so quick, Bole, I am sorry to take so long this morning. May Bhagavan Jagdishwar bless all of you and all of our departed. I wish my father was here to see all of this today, but that's not possible. But when he'll come again, he'll come to enjoy what he could not have enjoyed in that life. Let us think and understand that when we go, all our good go with us. And just like how you save up money and you take out insurance to protect when you are in distress, similarly, our good karmas and our love for Bhagavan will help us and make that other place enjoyable. And when we'll come again, we'll come at a higher stage. Bole Kanhaiya Lal ki Jai.
Bol Vyas Bhagavan ki Jai. Let us give a round of applause to Vyas Ji Bandhu.